Hello and welcome to Loch Long up in Arrochar, just north of Loch Lomond here in Scotland. I am currently training for a 250km ultramarathon in one go from the office in Edinburgh all the way up to the top of Ben Nevis, where we'll celebrate, hopefully, and then unfortunately all the way back down to total 250k with 5,141 metres of elevation. I am exactly 4 weeks out and I am terrified, but I have a very exciting weekend of training ahead with a lot of our community here at Omnia Performance, as we are doing our experience weekend here at Ardmay House, where we've got a great group like we did in October last year. If you want to see what that looked like, you can look for the video that's on screen just now. I'd use my hands, but they're very cold. So I have some Highland Games style stuff this afternoon. We've got a big day out up in the hills, which are going to be extra wintry tomorrow. I'm going to be running Sunday morning, and then we're in and out of some cold water immersion stuff with some outdoor saunas on Sunday, just for a bit of fun. So I'm going to take you on the way to show you what it's all looking like. And actually, if you would like to join us for our next event that's like this, then you can do so. But this is working quite nicely as a training weekend, as well as a sort of Omnia Performance weekend, as well as a bit of fun. So I think it's probably time that I gave some demonstrations as to how people are going to be doing the Highland Games movements. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoy at any point, comment with your thoughts, feelings or questions down below. And because I'm really cold and doing this intro outside, just hit subscribe as a thank you. Yeah? All right? Thanks.
So once everyone was settled into their rooms and had acquainted themselves with one another, we were just getting ready for the Highland Games here, talking them through what it was going to entail, running through some of the movements, running through what we want to achieve with it and how everyone was going to have a good time. Quick warm-up as a group before we kick things off with some Atlas stone loading, working everybody into it slowly but surely, teaching them what to consider, using a D-ball as a bit of a demo, and going through, to be honest, a lot of the mistakes that I made last summer with the Stolpmans when I learned to move these for the first time. So it was really, really good fun watching everybody get really involved, figure things out as they went, make a few mistakes and then act on it to change it. Everybody achieved what they wanted to in terms of anyone that tried to pick up one of the heavier stones managed to do it. And that was really, really awesome to see. Some great technical improvements in a short space of time. And as you can see, textbook technique here from Sean. Everyone enjoying the process, a bit of a novelty because you don't often have Atlas stones kicking about many commercial gyms, with a lot of these people being from all over the UK. It does take some specialist equipment, some specialist gyms to justify having big boulders of concrete that are often covered in a form of glue around the place. So everyone got involved. We had a top set round where it was 60 seconds max reps for time, and then we moved on to the log press, which again was a new movement for most people and was good fun to watch everyone figure out, with some stone to shoulder as well, running simultaneously, using the D-ball to demo, adding the Atlas stones, and everybody having fun trying to get the 50 kilos to their head for max reps. A couple of people went for the 70, but given we had to roll it over through some wet grass, that actually became quite challenging. So all in all, a lot of fun. I enjoyed this myself and actually went full send for 60 seconds with the group and was blowing. Funnily enough, stone to shoulders, max reps in 60 seconds will destroy you. Here's Sammy getting 50 kilos to his shoulder after a really, really hard fought couple of reps. Watching him figure it out, watching him make mistakes and then change it was really awesome to see. Into a carrying medley where we had a 75 kilo sandbag and a, what was it, a 30... 60, 140 kilo carries, which was in as good a setting, a beautiful a setting as possibly could be imagined. If anyone has a better farmer's carry setting they've ever lifted in, please do let me know and I will call you a liar. Job done. Onto a Q&A with Johnny and I, where we just run through some of the questions that we were asked ahead of time, covering everything from the core values at Omnia, which we're actually going to use really quite heavily in all of our messaging soon, because we're really bought into them personally and believe that our community really buy into them as well, so want them to be front and center of everything we're aiming to achieve, personally and professionally, as well as what we're training for. Some fantastic food the night before, and then we head into the following morning where we have briefing and a bit of information ahead of the hills. So nothing too drastic to cover off here other than the fact that we're going to be using mountain equipment specialists through the winter, given that there's going to be snow up on the top. But we had Mac from Nomad Mountaineering and a couple of other mountain leaders with us as well to make sure that everybody was safe. Got them all kitted up, got them all set up, briefed, understanding what was going on, cup of coffee, big breakfast, good vibes, and everybody was ready to head out the door for what was a truly fantastic day. So I'm going to let the scenery, for the most part, speak for itself, but as you can see, we've done well.
Good morning. Day 2, and we're about to head up in that direction there to box off a couple of hills and move around on our feet for 6 hours. We have crampons, we have heavy duty boots, we have ice axes at the ready because it's quite snowy up top and there's due to be minus 15 with wind chill, which you would not expect given how beautiful the day is currently. If you've seen what the last one of these events looked like, you'll know that it looked very different to this. This is the same starting point. It was the wettest day of the year last year when we were here, so spirits are high, everybody's dry, which is a big thing, and we're going to head off for 6 hours up here. For me personally, training wise at the moment, this is good to just be on elevation, keep moving forwards, just stay aerobic, and then with a little bit of fatigue go into a run and some other stuff tomorrow. So very exciting. Big breakfast this morning, big dinner last night, everybody in good spirits, enjoying it. And reminder, if you want to join us, there will be some dates live in the description below that you can come along for the next one. So why don't we head up that way, I think. Yeah.
At this point, everybody thought we were lying about the weather forecast because it was actually pretty, for want of a better phrase, roasty toasty. Walking up the hill in the non-snowy areas with the sun beating down on us, we were all pretty warm. And then turned a corner, a little bit more wind, a little bit more cold exposure, and everybody realised, they weren't lying after all. And what a setting for us to be determined not liars in. Because not only were the flapjacks provided by Ardmay House as good as the scenery, but everybody conceded that yes, they are glad they brought their big heavy-duty jackets, and in fact, the kit list we sent them ahead of time was required. This was the highlight of the weekend, I think, for pretty much everybody. A little bit of winter mountain skills work with Mac from Nomad Mountaineering, some sliding, some playing around, some momentum building, and as you can see by the childish look on everyone's faces, a lot of fun was had.
Taking a break from moving aerobically to mess around with some ice axes, essentially get used to how you would save yourself in the event of sliding down a mountain. So we are mimicking doing exactly that, sliding down a mountain. Been really good thus far, been moving at a real steady pace, pretty consistently, a few breaks here or there, just stopped for lunch earlier, which was delicious. The flapjacks are supreme, then you can try them if you come to the next one. But we are going to mess around here for a little bit more, some more slipping and sliding, but mainly just enjoying. If you follow me this way, you can see what a fantastic setting we're in. This is a stark contrast to the first hour when everybody was sweating in a t-shirt thinking no way it's going to be in the minus degrees up top, they're lying bastards. But essentially the weather forecast was pretty wrong. It is clear, but it's nowhere near as windy as it was meant to be, which means wind chill's not as bad as we expected it to be here, about -2, -3 at the moment. And setting, clarity, fantastic. Really, really good reminder for me of why I enjoy being in settings like this so much as part of the 250k prep. A lot of the concrete, sort of monotonous running work that I've been doing around the office and the house hasn't been as inspiring for my training as environments like this. So whilst today isn't too running or West Highland Way specific, moving aerobically, having a good time with like-minded people in a setting like this one, psychologically is about as good as I can ask for. So cue to me slipping and sliding in a 3, 2, 1.
Once we were done dicking around, effectively, we headed up to the summit of Ben Nevis, got some crampons on because it did get a little bit ropey up there, but as you can already tell, everybody was a certified expert in ice axe usage, which meant that we were totally safe at all times. And honestly, this was as good a set of conditions as we possibly could have asked for. Everybody had a blast. To get the snow, to get the summit all to ourselves, to get these views, to get the clarity was absolutely incredible. After some fantastic food and some even better sticky toffee pudding, we had a presentation from our guest speaker, Leo Walker, former Special Boat Service. He talked us through some of his experiences, some of the more hairy situations he's found himself in, and how he applies his experience with the UKSF to a civilian setting, and what he often finds himself talking about with some of the biggest brands in the world. He is a highly skilled operator that performs under high pressure environments. So there was a huge amount that everybody could take away from his presentation. Thank you, Leo. Next up, we had some canoeing, or as it fondly became known, battleships with some contrast therapy. Whilst shenanigans were had, which I think we could have all seen coming after the slidage with the ice axes on the mountain, everybody had a fantastic time. It was great to be on Loch Long, just immersing ourselves in the environment. Dreary morning, nice and chilly, but quite still. Peaceful setting, beautiful sea loch, really amazing experience for people that haven't been to the area before. Into some contrast therapy, in and out of the outdoor saunas into the 6 degrees Celsius loch, led by Andrew and Leo, our guest speaker from last night. So there was a bit of a special forces twist, which was great for emotional control and handling the resilience development that goes with this sort of thing. Dunk, bobbing apples, or human beings, you decide. If our incessant shivering wasn't embarrassing enough, Leo decided to take us on a lap of the garden first of all, just so we could warm a little bit up before getting into the saunas, and these things get hot. My recommendation, if you do join us in July, is to sit on the other side of the actual heater itself, because your shins will feel like they are about to go on fire, which is obviously well managed health and safety wise, but I was struggling at one point, I'll admit. Inside for some hot drinks, some lunch, and a seminar on nutrition from Tom McClure, who is actually joining us full-time as Omnia's in-house nutrition lead as of April the 8th. So it was really great to get Tom's insights for the group here, covering all things performance nutrition, and a great way to round out the weekend with a more educational input.
How did you enjoy your weekend, mate?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, great group of lads.
Incredible weekend all round.
It has genuinely been everything they advertised and more.
It was amazing to be up here with a group of really cool people doing some really cool things.
It's incredible of what you can gain from just having the smallest little conversation, and I would say that, as cliche as it sounds, you will grow.
What was your highlight?
Hiking. I do love a hike.
Oh, fucking the scenery.
Most likely the walk, the mountain climbing.
Sliding down the mountain with a set of ice picks.
First experience going up a mountain, which was incredible.
Perfect conditions.
Something I've always wanted to do, but never really had the opportunity to do it.
Would you recommend this?
100%. If you want to meet new people, challenge yourself, do something new, then 100% get out here and do something like this.
If you're watching this and thinking about do it. Yeah, it's worth it.
I'm definitely taking experiences away from here that I'm going to carry on for a long time to come.
What a fantastic weekend, and whilst it was less training specific focused for my 250 kilometre run at the end of March that I will not stop talking about because I will not stop thinking about it, it was rejuvenating psychologically, great to spend time with some like-minded people in a setting that's very relevant. Spent a big amount of time on my feet up that direction yesterday, in and out of that water this morning, going to be running back at the house this evening, so just a very positive training weekend and sort of personal, psychologically up here weekend as well. I know that everybody's had a great time, so just a quick reminder that if you would like to come along, then you can go to the link in the description down below, and there are some dates to choose from for the rest of the year, and it'd be great to see you at one of them, because it's a pretty good setting this, isn't it?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
What have you enjoyed most about the weekend? Whilst you weren't a guest.
Glorious Scotland. No, I've enjoyed. We just said it to the guests. The guests have just left, or some of them are just still pottering about and things. And we've just said that we get so much from these opportunities to meet people, to go into the mountains with people, and to bond. So the weekends become, cyclically good. It's so I've gotten just that contact and that kind of opportunity to spend time with people and doing it in that kind of environment. Just. It's tenfold.
Yeah, it's good. It is great, isn't it? Yeah, so if you would like to come along, then you are more than welcome, and we'd love to have you here. But other than that, this is essentially another kind of notch in the bedpost towards the end of March. I'm not sure when this video is going live, but we are filming it just under 4 weeks. Holy shit, just under 4 weeks out. Oh no. So when this comes out, I don't know. But either way, I feel like I'm very much moving in the right direction, and weekends like this are very, very exciting, which is good for me at the moment, personally speaking, because I've spent too many years recently maybe focusing so much explicitly on performance metrics, when in reality I get so much value from just embracing environments like this. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon.